Hey everyone, it's Robert A. here to lead the way on a very important issue in the lives of boys and men of color that I think you can relate to. If you'd like to hear the audio podcast, please go down into the descriptions and click the link of your audio preference, be it SoundCloud or Apple Podcasts, to listen to the audio version of this episode. Now, if you haven't seen the hit Netflix series When They See Us, I'm sure you've seen the social media commentary around the topic where they talk on 5 boys no older than 16 in the late 1980s who were arrested for a crime that they did not commit and were coerced to taking a plea deal in order to save their lives. Well, that problem is still going on today. In fact, it is happening more and more in the lives of our boys and men of color that don't have a defense for themselves and have to feel like accepting a plea deal, when innocent, is the best situation for their lives. A good friend of mine from East Baltimore went through this situation, and although he's now a teacher, he lost 7 years of his life after being pulled out of a lecture hall and being charged with multiple counts of armed robbery he had no idea of. After sitting in jail for over a month and a half away from his family and his newborn son, he thought the best deal for him was to accept the plea that was offered to him. Let's listen. Welcome to episode 7 of Reaching the Border. Thank you for listening. Gene, thank you for being here.
Yep.
This episode is a very touching episode because it's a very relevant topic in the media today, but it's also a relevant topic in the lives of a lot of black boys. So Gene's a good friend of mine, so I'm going to let him introduce himself to you all, and then we're going to get started.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Gene, here in Baltimore. Rob is a good friend of mine, and I'm here to share my story with you. I'm quite sure some of you all can benefit from it.
So Gene, tell me about your experience sitting at Morgan in a classroom where you had something that doesn't typically happen to anyone really, except people in situations like you sometimes. Talk about that experience.
Yeah. So student at Morgan, graduated from City College, went to Eastern Shore, year and a half, had a kid, came back, went to finish my degree at Morgan at the time. Was working at John Hopkins about 20 hours a week, part-time, working in the kitchen. Everything was good. Going to Morgan now, business major. I'm sitting in class. I don't even remember the class this was. This was 2004. I don't remember the class.
What year were you in?
I was a sophomore because I graduated from high school 2002.
Mm-hmm.
3 was a freshman. I kept going 4, so I'm a sophomore now. So I'm about 20 years old. In a classroom, right on. So when you're going up Perham Parkway in Cold Spring, that first old brick building on the right hand side, one of those classrooms, about the 3rd floor. Classroom we was in. I'm in there teaching, in front teaching. They knock on the door. Teacher comes out, right? It's like steps out in the hallway. She comes back in, whispers to me, "Come here for a second." I come outside.
Just you?
Yeah, it's just me. Come outside. It's about, I don't know, maybe 3, maybe 4 police officers standing outside, like, "Yeah, you need to come with me, blah, blah." I'm like, "For what?" Right there, they didn't really explain anything. Take me to the station at the school. The school has a police station over on the other side.
So just hold on a second.
Yeah.
So how did you leave the class? Like, did you voluntarily leave? Did you go get your things?
Yeah, because initially, I didn't see any officers. Initially, I thought the teacher was just like, I maybe asked him about the grade.
Oh, you gathered your things and walked out.
Did I? I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember if I gathered them or if she was. So I think she was just like, "Come here for a second," not knowing what happened. And then when I came outside, that's when it was shock.
Okay.
Oh, like what's going on?
Right.
So I don't think I went back to get my stuff. I don't think so. I think they
okay.
probably grabbed it, took me over. Once they took me over, they said we got charged you for armed robbery.
Charging you?
Charging me because at this point they.
Wow.
Because at this point they said they charging me because somebody pointed me out of a lineup. One of the victims pointed me out of a lineup. So like it wasn't no questions. Like, yeah, you coming with us. I was never released.
Did you ask how they got your picture to put in a lineup? Had you been arrested before that?
Yeah. Before.
Okay. So that's how. Okay.
But I'm assuming they got it from my school ID too. So I'm assuming it's from a school ID. It was another guy. I think his name was Eugene Chase, a light skinned kid. They asked him where was he. He told me this afterwards. Where was he? Whatever. He told me he was at work. He let him go. They didn't even have a conversation with me.
Oh wow.
So I was never released from there. So that means I left from school police holding space, straight to central booking.
How old was your son at the time?
He was This was so the school year started. This was my sophomore year. So August 5th, so September, October, November, December, 4 months. He was born 2004. Mm-hmm. 4 months later.
Did you have like a responsibility to him that day? Like,
Yeah, I had to go pick him up.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go pick him up because I was there. I was gone from that school about 12. And here's what's funny about it, because they said that people were robbed. They said people were robbed in the evening. So mm-hmm. I think it was dark after 7, after 8. I had an 8 o'clock, like a 9 and a 10, and I was out, or like an 8, a 10 and 11. I wasn't there past 11 or 12 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Gone. My whole other life, right. With my family, my kids. So I think I was going to get them from school or daycare, whatever he was in, drop them off. Then I would go to work from 4 until 8:30 at Hopkins.
So describe that feeling for me, right? Because you probably have to go to work today, the day that this is talking
I had to go to work.
You have to pick up your son.
Yep.
Right, and now you're being detained and charged.
Yep. For
a string of robberies. Just describe that moment for me. Like, were you afraid? Like, how did you even feel?
Yeah, I was afraid because I didn't really know what was happening. I was like, oh, wait a minute, like, what's going on?
So to be clear, you never was involved in what they were charging.
Nope.
You had no idea what they were.
I had no idea. Nope.
You didn't even know people were getting robbed.
I didn't know people were getting robbed. I'm like, up here, but it kind of makes sense coming from. Because I always lived down the bottom. Mm-hmm. Down the bottom, they call it down here, where it's loud, it's noisy, people sell drugs. It's a lot of stuff going on. You can make money, people move around and do what they do. Right. But up there, it's not a lot of activity. So I'm assuming that the people in that area, that's how they make money. They rob people. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it makes sense. But I wasn't from that area. That's what they do up there. I'm down here. I work. Mm-hmm. So I didn't have to rob anybody.
So you were arrested?
Yep.
When were you able to contact your family?
Got the central booking. Of course, I got booked for it. So after that, they just took me down. It was just after that, they kind of turned me over. I was a normal inmate, citizen that's charged for. They charged me with 4 counts of armed robbery. Initially, they said I robbed two females and 2 dudes. And then, some way, like when you see the commissioner, I ended up getting charged with 3 counts of armed robbery. They gave me 3 $50,000 bails, so I had $150,000 bail total from the commissioner.
So he gave you $150,000
yes. Bail. So $350,000 bails that totaled up to $150,000. Mm-hmm. Yes. You go upstairs after 3-4 days. You go to bail review.
Right.
I go to bail review. Did I have a lawyer? I don't remember if I had a lawyer, because once again it was a while ago. Right. But I do know if did I have a lawyer at the time? I might even had a public defender at the time. I don't even think I had a lawyer at the time. We didn't have a lot of money. I didn't have any money saved. Mm-hmm. Parents didn't have money. I don't think I had a lawyer yet, but I think eventually my parents did end up getting me a lawyer. My family put up. For the bail I don't think it was before the bail review. So I went there by myself. They took my bail away and gave me 3 no bails. Said I was a flight risk, I was a menace to society, like all above. Gave me a no bail.
After giving you $150,000.
After giving me the $150,000
for 3 counts of armed robbery.
Yep. So I couldn't go nowhere. I was detained. All right.
So you stayed in jail till your trial?
No. Because I was thinking, I'm like, it's no way that I'm sitting here with no bail. This doesn't make sense.
Talk to me about that.
All right. So
you got no bail now.
I have no bail.
Traditionally, you have to sit until
your court date. Yeah.
I mean, that's what people typically
because you got no bail. That means there's no bail. You just got to wait for a court date. Mm-hmm. Either you bail out and go to court, or if you don't have a bail, you sit until you got
no bail, and then you did what?
All right. So then, that's when I started talking to family, relatives. Okay. So what happened was, by this time, I think we ended up, after the bail review, so I think we ended up getting a lawyer. The lawyer got me another bail review. So the lawyer got me a bail review. When I went to the bail review, the lawyer got me what did I get? I think they gave me the $150,000 bail back. They gave it back to me. They gave it back to me. It took me a month and a half. So I think I was arrested a couple days after Christmas. So I think it was December because I wasn't at Christmas, but I was there New Year's. So I think it was like December 27th, 28th. I don't think I got released until January so I did I did a month and a half. I did the whole December. I was there New Year's because it was like, I'm locked up, it won't let me out. Like we was bumping that in that time. Won't let me out. So I did in half of January, month and a half.
So a month and a half will put you about almost mid-February, first week or second week of February. From December 27th.
Yeah, because I think I got out before my birthday, which is February 13th. Right. So between... Yeah, so I did the whole January, some of February, exactly. That's right.
And then your bail review came, and then you posted bail?
So the bail review came... No, the bail review came right after. So I went to court. Went to my initial bail review, got a no bail, and then got on the phone. By the time we got the lawyers and all that together, and the bail review, it took about a week. Mm-hmm. So I went about a week and a half later, got the $150,000 bail. So all that time within that other month, that's how long it took for my family to get money to post a bail. Because I think they wanted, I don't even know how much they had to put down. $3,000, $5,000, like it was enough. Mm-hmm. You know,
to have somebody have to struggle to get their innocent child out of jail. Wow. So explain to me the feeling of sitting in a cell for a month and a half for something that you have absolutely no idea how to even defend yourself from, right? Because you don't know what happened. Yeah. It's not like you knew what happened and you could prepare a defense. Mm-hmm. You don't have any idea what's going on, right? So tell me what that looks like for a month and a half.
Don't go to jail.
Explain that.
It's real. It's different. It's.
And you're a smaller guy.
Yeah, but you know what? The thing with jail is that you don't really I felt like this is not my home. Like I don't really know these people in here, so I couldn't really. I know they people, but I'm just like.
And you're 20.
Yeah, I'm like I can't really get close with anybody. You know, I'm like I'm good. I was cool with people because I knew some people, and I made friends with some people. But I'm just like no, I'm good because people it's real shady in there. So you get to see a lot of things, but I was kind of smart when I was younger. So I before going there, I already kind of knew what to do and what not to do.
Exposed. So.
Yeah, I knew what to do and what not to do. But for those who are not like that, they can definitely get caught up in what's going on. It's real easy to get caught up if you're not
and catch a charge.
While if you're not
waiting to proclaim your innocence.
If you're not strong, you know. They definitely take advantage.
You think it's designed that way?
You know what? I don't know. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. But you know what? But if you're there, you definitely need to be strong in order to make it out.
Right.
To make it out.
What's crazy to me is that because I haven't had these experiences that you had. This isn't your first time being profiled.
No.
You told me one time about the first time you were arrested for the ticket.
Yeah.
So that was your high school graduation, right?
All right, yeah.
So you were in your cap and gown, like
yep.
Talk to me.
All right. Both of us went to City. So I graduated this June 8th or 9th, 2002. Graduated from Baltimore City College High School. Boom. After the graduation, I lived over in East Baltimore on Luzerne and Eagle Street. Mm-hmm. After we leave the graduation, I think we might have went out to eat on my way home. I was driving in 12th grade. I had a car. I had a Chevy Caprice, a 90, an old box joint. One of my boys was having a graduation party. He lived probably about 7 to 8 blocks up the street. One of my friends, Twan, he's actually a principal down in New York. Mm. But anyway, so I'm on my way to our graduation party. I'm blocked down from my house. Police pull me over. So, white female, pull me over. Run my license suspended. All right. The reason why they got suspended was because Bernie, our wrestling coach. We was I don't think we had a bus for a tournament. I drove some kids to the tournament. He drove some kids. I was following him. So I ended up running the light because I was following. They didn't want to get lost. There wasn't no GPS or none of that stuff. This is back in like 2000. We didn't have all that. So I was just following them. Pulled me over, and might have been Howard County, Anne Arundel, one of the counties. They ended up giving me a ticket for running the red light. I'm like, look, that's my coach. I'm following him. We don't care. You get this ticket. Say he was gonna pay for the ticket. Whatever happened with the check or something happened with the check, and just make a long story short, the ticket never got paid.
So you didn't know your license was suspended.
So I didn't know my license was suspended. I didn't know.
But you're in your cap and gown too, though.
But I'm in my cap and gown at this point. You know, I think took
a block away from your house.
No, a block away from my house. I could have just parked my car, got out, and walked up the street.
Was that not an option? Like, what happened? Like, how did that end up as an arrest?
She was just acting like stern, like, no, this is the procedure. You get suspended, like it wasn't like I wasn't even there. Like,
oh, she was like throwing the book at you.
Yeah, like throwing the book at me. I'm like,
no leniency.
Yeah, it's like you broke the law, blah blah blah. I'm like, seriously? Like, and I explained to her, like, I didn't even know that it wasn't suspended. I mean, that it was suspended. So. And
you're a kid. You're 18 at this time.
Yep, I'm 18. Yep. My birthday's February. We graduated June. Just turned 18. Yep.
Wow.
So once again, I saw central booking. I got booked. He took me downstairs. So this time, I'm in there, cap and gown. Under my cap and gown, I got on a shirt. I mean, I'm booking with a suit on, pretty much. Shirt. I don't think I had a blazer jacket. Shirt, tie, slacks, shoes. I think I was right there 3 hours. They let me go on recon, but it was a waste of time.
Absolutely.
Missed the party.
And you're 18. And it's your graduation day.
Did the car get towed? The car might even got towed.
So back to your original case. You get bailed out, and then what? Like, what's the process after you're released?
All right, so
you get out of jail.
So I bail out. So I bail out, and then once I bail out, so first what was hectic to me, because first of all, when you bail out, you gotta pay I think 10%, right? So when I was locked up, I lost my job. Remember I told you I was working at Hopkins, right? They tried to hold my job for me, but I mean I was gone for a month and a half. You know, like I understand. I think I was like a week away. They held it for me, so I got fired. I had a good job too. I mean, nice benefits. John Hopkins, like, lost my job, so I didn't have any money. My mom was helping me. She was paying.
You also lost a month of your son's life.
Yeah, she was helping me with the bills. But now, when you have open cases, you're treated as if
you're convicted.
You have a felony. Exactly. So that means it was hard for me to get a job because I had open cases as if I was a convicted felon. So I think I ended up started like temp working at a couple temp jobs. They would hire you, get you, but temp jobs would last 2-3 days a week maybe. Right. It was a struggle. So long story short, made a couple dollars, started paying my bail back. Going to trial monthly basis. Every time I would go, me and the lawyer would postpone. They got postponed for like 3 years. After they got postponed a couple of years, I'm going back and forth with the lawyer. All right, trial. So now I think we getting close to about to settle the case. So what happened was, the person for my job was trying to come to court. I think my supervisor. So what happened was, it was like I had to work that day. So here's the thing with the trial. I had to work that day. They wanted my job to verify. So I'm like, all right, cool, that's fine. So my supervisor was coming to court. He was going to verify it. And I think I clocked out at like, they said I clocked out at like 8 something. Person supposed to got robbed at like, I don't know, like 9 o'clock. They tried to say that, oh, that's enough time for you to get from John Hopkins to Morgan. I'm like, nah, that it didn't happen, right? Mm-hmm. So supervisor was going to come to court, but we didn't even go to court. I was talking to my lawyer, and what happened was I ended up taking a deal. So I pleaded guilty, which I didn't want to, but the reason why I pleaded guilty because I think they were going to convict me for it, right? So
pause for a second.
Yep.
So you sat and you watched this evidence that they built against you, right? Mm-hmm. Something made you feel like this is going to stick. Mm-hmm. Which made you take I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Talk to me about that. All right. that feeling of knowing, yep, I didn't do this, but this is my best option. Like, help people that haven't been in that seat understand the mindset behind that.
Yep.
Because that has to be scary.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's what I did. And when I was standing up there, I had a conversation with the judge, right? The judge was a black dude. I think he might have been a black dude at the time. Every time he could postpone, you would get somebody different. So I told him, I said, yo, and I checked this out. I really didn't do this crime, right? I said, listen, I was locked up. I lost my job. And I just told him straight up, I lost a lot of money, and I almost lost my family. I said, check this out. I got a feeling that you guys going to convict me for something I didn't do. So, only reason I would take this plea because I'm trying to be a productive citizen. I said, listen, I need to finish school, which I was, and y'all need to let me go back to school. I'm going back to school. I'm gonna finish and get my degree, all right, and I'm gonna keep on moving with my life, all right. And I told the judge that, and then the judge said, so you know what? You do this. If you take this conviction, once you graduate, you come back and see me, and I'm gonna take this conviction back.
If you take this conviction, graduate, come back, he'll take it back.
Yes. All right. I knew that I wasn't gonna get in no trouble. Cause I'm like, I'm chilling. I'm trying to go to school.
You didn't do this,
and I didn't even do this one. So I'm like, all right, that's fine. And that's the only reason why I took it. I think if that wasn't an option, I think I probably would have went all the way. But I just had that feeling that like I know I'm not gonna do anything. I think I did 3 years of probation. Got my court date, went back, and yeah, you took it back. And that's what happened.
And how long did that entire process last?
And it lasted about 7 years, I think. Because I was actually about 8, because I think I was on trial for about 3 with all the postponements. After the trial, it might have been even 4. So just say 3. I was on 3 years of probation after that, which means I had to go to do probation, and then a 6, and then what am I missing? Then it probably took about another months to
after postponements and all that stuff,
like to get everything clear and everything dropped and all the paperwork process. It took about 7 years of my life away. Yep.
For something you didn't do.
Something I didn't even do.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just processing that.
Yeah. Yep.
That has to. I mean, and I understand your reservation. That's wow.
Mm-hmm. But I knew that, like when I was locked up, I knew I'm like, I ain't gonna be here for long. Like I ain't gonna be able to do this. So when I was in there, I was making sure when people was on top of stuff like, yo, I gotta get out of here.
How many years were you facing on trial before you took the plea? So you were charged.
Oh, it was a bunch of times. I think like 30, because I think every robbery is like 10. I was charged with armed robbery 3 times, so it's like 30 years.
So for 7 years, you were facing 30 years essentially, because if you got in trouble again, you would automatically spend 30 years.
I think it was going to be the 10. I think they was trying to give me. I think they wanted me to. They wanted me initially to cop out to 10 years and serve 3 years. And whatever, and like be probation. I'm like, no, I'm not serving no jail time. No, right. I'm not doing none of that. And I had that 10 years to back up total, because I never did any of it. So the original sentence was 10 years, which they were trying to give me.
What was it like trying to rebuild your life following your release?
All right, so it was definitely hard. All right, and it's crazy because even after all that, I ended up getting a teaching job. All right, so that's what happened. So when I first got out, I worked a couple factory jobs, went back to school, was working, graduated from BCCC, associate's degree. I'm trying to think. This was 2007. What was my job in 2007? I was working at BP oil company. So it was a temp job. So I had one of those temp jobs working in the oil.
So it seems like being arrested for this incident motivated you in your life, but did it change you in any way?
Yeah, it changed me. It changed me a bunch of ways. I mean, Now I know that there's people that are in worse situations that I am in. Like it's like I got to see the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely changed me, and it got me to see that, like I say, anything can happen at any time.
Mm-hmm. So I guess that would mean it changed you for the better.
Changed me for the better. Yeah. I don't look down on people because, like I say, and not just me. Like it was other people that were in there for things they couldn't do. I mean, things they didn't do. But I don't think they were as strong as I was to be able to get out of that situation. I mean, of course, I don't talk to them. I never saw them. But some of those people, I wonder, like, what was their outcome? What happened?
So, just so it's pointed out, just as a timeline, at 18 you were arrested on your graduation day because of a suspended license, which is completely egregious, and you're in your cap and gown, right? Mm-hmm. And then 2 years later, you're facing several armed robbery charges. Mm-hmm. For you to have the mentality that you have at this point is remarkable. I would be scorned. I would be upset. So I want to ask you, what advice do you have for young men who do go through this situation the same way you do, and face some of the same issues? Like how would you advise them on dealing with it and get into the place of where you are, instead of harnessing that anger and resentment that we see? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they gotta understand. So people are gonna be people. Things gonna happen, right? But you can't. Like for me, I just didn't let that keep me down. Like at some point, you just gotta accept it, and forgive people in order to move forward. I'm not saying that. Yeah, I am. Whatever they messed up, I'm not mad at the school, not anymore. I had to be able to be. I had to understand that for myself. Like I'm not going to go sit here and be mad at them. It was the past. It helped. It happened to me. It made me stronger. But I had to keep moving from that. Like I just had to keep moving forward. I try not to cry about it. I mean, of course, I cried about the situation when it happened, but I mean, like after that, move forward, because I felt like, as of this point, I can't go back and change it. Mm-hmm. So I'm not gonna sit here and dwell on all this past stuff because it happened. What I need to focus that energy on is from here on out, how can I make myself better? And that's what I would share with other people. Just try not to dwell too much on the past, because past is the past. It happened. What can you do to make yourself better moving forward? How can you take that, use it, and keep going?
Do you think it's a bigger issue though? Do you think it sounds like you're saying like just accept it? I think this is a problem.
Yeah. I'm not saying accepting them putting me in jail. What I'm saying is I'm accepting the fact that it happened.
Okay. In retrospect, you're accepting.
I can say I understand that it happened.
Okay.
Now moving forward, it shouldn't happen to nobody else. So
okay.
I'm not saying that it happened to me. The shit just let it happen to everybody. No, it happened to me. But now since I understand what happened to me, that I get it. That's fine. But I don't want it to happen to anybody else. So that's what I'm saying. Let's move forward. I'm willing to help anybody else who that happened to.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. So I'll make sure I put your information on, like your Instagram stuff, all that, or whatever you want to share for that. Is there anything that you want to share as a closing remark?
Just be careful out there. Just be safe. All right. Just know that you are a person, and just stick for what you stand for. Deep down in your heart who you are, and just do you.
That's awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Thanks for tuning in to Reaching the Border, and I hope this episode has touched you in some way. Make sure to comment down below in our comment section on thoughts you may have had while watching the video, or if you have personal experiences that you can relate to as well. Please make sure you share. The community needs that. Also, at the end of this video, you'll see my face like below. Please make sure you click subscribe and click the notification button to make sure you get alerts from when we drop new videos. I promise not to spam you. See you next Wednesday.